from the Cowling Dance Academy, which I think a lot of you have heard of. They're going to tell you quite a bit about themselves, and they're going to tell you how they started. Good morning, Kate. Good morning, Gemma.
Good morning.
Morning. So, Cowling's Dance Academy, how does it come about?
It's been about two years now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And we started working separately as such, and we were doing different things alone. And then we moved to Felixstowe, and we thought, well, we should really bring this together. So we just started working together, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, okay, 2 years. And where did you start? Where was your first venue, your first meeting place?
The first club, together?
Yeah.
I think it was St Edmund's Hall, Langer Road, was the first venue we started. Because we don't always teach together either. We teach in separate venues at different times. So we don't always teach at the same place. But I think St Edmund's Hall, Langer Road is the first place.
Yeah, because within the first month, I think it was, we had an exam, didn't we? We had our first exam just to show all our students what we're going to do and how it's going to go and stuff. And it was, and that was in the October, wasn't it? And that was
we were both already teaching before we joined together. I was teaching quite a lot in Essex, and you were teaching quite a lot in Suffolk, and then we joined together. So
right. So, okay, we're at St Edmund's Hall, and what kind of dancing did you start with? What actual form of dancing?
Well, we teach ballroom and Latin,
and
that was sort of our start in terms of teaching, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we've also developed into disco, freestyle, and rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
We've been teaching it all the way through, really, haven't we? All 5 of them. So.
Yeah. So, you advertised?
Tried to.
First day, what was the response?
Well, we already had some lessons ourselves because we were teaching, so we kind of brought those in together.
Yeah.
But when we've advertised, you're never quite sure what you're going to get. Sometimes you could get 75 couples turn up. Sometimes you get 3 couples turn up. So you're never quite sure what you're going to get. You had 75 once, didn't you?
Oh yeah, and one of my first lessons I've ever did, I had about. Well, I think it was more than 75 adults could turn up. I was so petrified. But it goes down. But I'm still now teaching
some of
a
those
group of them. 5 years down the line, sort of thing. So you do keep on. But I think the one way of getting people mainly is by one person coming, and then them going back to their friends and saying, and this is including children and adults, because they come and they enjoy themselves and they go home and they tell all their friends and family, and that's the one way where we've just, you start a class 1 week and you may only get 3 or 4 people, and then 3 months down the line that will be up to 10 to 15 people, won't it? And that's just word of mouth.
Word of mouth, which I think is the best for a lot of things.
Well, it's nice for us because it's a nice confidence boost, because obviously people are going home and telling other people. So to recommend to a friend must mean they're enjoying themselves.
Brilliant. So so we start at St Edmund's Hall, but you're now in other places as well.
We are, yeah.
I teach. I do most of the Trimley stuff.
Right.
And we would teach at the Welcome Hall in Trimley.
Yeah.
And you did most of the curtain stuff at the Church Hall in Curtin.
Yeah.
And now I do some of the curtain work as well. And you do the St Edmund's Langer Road still, don't you?
Yeah. So it's obviously branched out, which is great.
We're trying to sort of stay within village halls and local community halls, really, because that's what we want to do. We want to give the service out to people that are locally around this area and in the villages and things, don't we?
Yes. So. I mean, for village, as I mentioned before, my daughter, when she danced, we were living in Trimley, but there was nothing there. You had to come into Felixstowe. We've been so much better when she had just left the school, gone up to the Welcome Hall, walking distance.
Yeah.
Been so much easier.
Yeah.
And a lot of her friends were in the same position, so it's.
It's nice to sometimes be able to give to children as well who don't always, because I think if you live in a village, sometimes you don't get the opportunities that you might get in a town, especially if your parents can't drive or are not available at the times you need them. So it's nice to be able to give the village children things that they might not otherwise have access to.
And it's nice that we are able to move around from all these different halls, because then we can to get all each
Yeah,
people
exactly.
come to that hall at that time. So
Exactly.
it's nice that we're not just in one hall, and our classes are very similar in each hall, aren't they? Like they don't change that much. So it's really about what's the best hall for you and what time. I mean, we do different things in the class, but they're not completely different, are they?
No. Which is brilliant. I mean, obviously you're getting involved in a lot of outside events. I mean, you've just had Trinity Carnival.
Yeah. Last week we had a float.
It was the first year we've done it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was really good fun.
So I've got a theme this year. You have to remind me of themes.
Comic books and cartoons.
So what was your float?
We had the Flintstones.
Oh, lovely. Fantastic.
Yeah, we were a bit worried that the Flintstones car might roll off the float at one point, but
we made this giant car and giant house, really, didn't we? Just to cover the float.
Yeah.
And we were so worried about it falling off and things rolling off.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. So how many people do you actually have on the float for this?
I think it was about 12 or 15, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But most of the ones we had on the float actually were our 3-year-olds, so we had the little tinies on.
Lovely.
Yeah. So that's good.
Because they love it, don't they? Kiddies absolutely love anything like that.
Yeah.
So are you going to be in Felixstowe Carnival as well?
Yeah, we're supposed to be in the arena at the end, so we're not in the parade this time. We're just at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
We're doing like a little show at the end of I think it's on Sunday, isn't it? Sunday or Saturday in the park, so that'd be nice.
Yeah, so go and come and watch them. I think that's absolutely lovely, which is great. So, which days of the week do you actually have the various dance?
Tuesday nights you teach at St Edmund's Hall.
Yeah.
So that's about what time?
Well, the children's at 5:30,
Yeah.
and the adults start at 7:30.
Okay.
Wednesday I do Curtain Church Hall, which is 5:30 for disco for children, 6 o'clock for ballroom and Latin, 7 o'clock for adults. Thursday we don't do anything open class wise.
We do ladies exercise.
Oh, we do a ladies
When I
exercise.
say ladies, it's not really ladies because we open it to all, but
it's only been ladies so far.
Ladies so far. Come on, guys. Get out there.
And that's at St Edmund's Hall as well.
Right.
And that's like basically it's like having a Latin class but without a partner because everything's solo.
Okay.
So it's like if you haven't got a partner, you want a bit of
fun. It's
exercise.
really good fun. Like, I've enjoyed. I mean, we started it about 6 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
And I just love the class. And as a teacher, normally you go and you see it as work, but it's such good fun.
And we don't have any rules, like you don't have to pay up front, you don't have to come every week, you just turn up if you want to come and do it for the week, and then if you come back, and if you don't, you don't. So
have you found you've had the same people coming back week after week?
Yeah, and
mostly.
What we've also seen is we've actually got mums of children that we already teach. The mums obviously wanting to get involved and learn it as well, which is really nice because that's like, and like we do. Once the children have done an exam, we do like a medal presentation. So they all present their medals to them. And we quite often do a mums and child dance, like competition, just a fun one for them to get. And the parents want to get involved all the time. Like the floor was absolutely packed of parents wanting to dance. Really good.
Actually, recently we went to an event in Essex and we took all the children, and all the mums that had already been learning all wanted to do a team. So they all did a team event and they entered the competition all together.
It was so good.
Brilliant.
It was so nice to have the support from the parents, actually, you know.
I think you have to. You've got to do it, haven't you? You've got to encourage your children.
And it's fun because it can take up a lot of your time as well. You know, trying to get your child to the level that they want to be at. But if the mums can get involved, and it can become a social life. Like lots of our mums now go on holiday together, go out together, and so you know it isn't just about the competitions. It has become quite like a social life for some of them.
Social thing, exactly. It was what made we've got obviously the costumes coming to it as well. And you were saying how mums have got very involved in making costumes for the children and.
Yeah, well, you can buy them, but I think what we've found is that parents like to get involved in making the costumes and making sure that their child's got the best outfit they can possibly find, and also like the budget of the costumes can really change, can't they? They can be, you know, to what suits that person in terms of their budget. Yeah.
And quite often parents can't find exactly what they want, so they might buy, say, 2 dresses and take one bit off one and put it on the other, and take one bit and put it together and sort it out, and they might not be able to find exactly the right thing.
No,
so then
Exactly.
And again,
bits.
what we've found is that in our dance school is a lot of the mums want to help each other, which is so nice for us, isn't it? Like one mum will be making an outfit and then the other one will go and help make another outfit for somebody else and things, which is really nice. It keeps our dance school very friendly. So.
Which is brilliant. I mean, I think making a costume, I think it's very important. I think it makes it more special.
Yeah.
It's more personal, and I think it's a really, really good thing.
Yeah, definitely.
It really is. And there's obviously the different shoes you have to have and everything else. And
I think for a child as well, the first experience of an event can be quite a special moment for them to like have new shoes, particularly if they've gone up into the over 12s category. They're suddenly allowed high heels, they're suddenly allowed sparkly dresses, they're suddenly allowed to wear eyelashes and fake nails, and all of a sudden they've gone from a little child into the older category, and sometimes for them that can be really special day to suddenly be allowed to wear all this new stuff.
Exactly.
I think it's nice though in terms of the ballroom world, because under 12s are kept very like children, aren't they? Like, you see all these programs on TV about dressing all the children up in their hair and their makeup stuff, whereas the first 12, but until they're up to 12, they're not allowed to have makeup on. They have to have their hair in a certain way. They have to have a dress that's very plain, and
they have to wear
covers
socks.
all of them.
They're not allowed any toes.
And
to
the
be
heel and the
showing,
shoe is a particular regulation. And I think that's nice because that keeps a child, even though they're performing. They've still got the performance side of things, but it is all about like the show of the dance and everything as well. But it's not in terms of clothes, and that's lovely. And then when they get 12, then it all changes, and then they can wear whatever they like, and the high heel shoes, and all different things. And I think it's nice to have that first 12 years for them to be still children.
Still be children. I think it's very important nowadays because, I mean, the world we live in, it encourages children stop being children realistically, probably from the age of 8, if you start to think about it. And then so having something like this, which is still keeping.
Yeah, and it's still training them to be fantastic dancers, so it's good.
It is, definitely. But you're branching out to something else because you want to go into ballet.
And we're thinking about starting theatre sometime in the next sort of 3 to 6 months, and we want to do ballet and tap, and there may also be drama classes coming as well. So we're hoping we might get a pantomime at Christmas. So that's what the aim is. We'd like to try and get some kind of show or musical or pantomime towards Christmas.
Yes. So. I mean, especially with the spa, the way it is now closed. I mean, try and keep that thing going. It doesn't have to be in a big theatre. A village hall is quite big enough.
Yeah, definitely.
Still do it.
You can get and also what I love about doing those sort of things is that people come together and they really want to help you out and make it really special for the children or adults, whoever gets involved.
Yeah.
And it's really nice.
But when we were children, we did pantomimes for probably about 10 years, didn't we? Every year, and we're in a theatre company, and the atmosphere being involved in like a pantomime family is just brilliant for the kids to be able to have that fun of doing it and painting a bit of the set and then learning some scripts, and it's just nice for them.
I think we counted down to the week of performance, didn't we? Like the week of performance was the best part ever, and I think if I can give that to our children in our dance school, it'll be really, really lovely. So that's sort of where we want to go. I want to go into different styles to try and create a performance.
Brilliant. I'm sure you're going to do it. I really hope you're going to do it. It's fantastic. I mean, as I say, with the spa gone, and there isn't, this is the way forward. This has definitely got to be the way forward, hasn't it? So it's got to be done. It's just got to be done. So tell me a little bit about yourselves. How did you both get into dance?
Okay, you can go first.
I was about 3, and someone who worked for my dad ran a local theatre company, and so I started with their ballet classes, and I did ballet for a little while, and then I moved into the ballroom. Well, I moved into the disco world first, and then quite quickly into the ballroom world. Yeah. And then we started doing competitions, both disco and ballroom. So one weekend at one weekend at the other, and then we just gradually moved our way up through the ranks, through local, through national, and then up as high as we could get before we decided it was time to give up. So you kind of did the same thing.
Yeah,
as
I was going to
did,
say my
didn't
story
you?
is really, really similar. I think the one thing I would like to say was that I'd say I struggled at school a little bit, didn't I? And dancing was something that my parents could see that I was really, doing well in.
So you have the potential.
Yeah, I mean, I went, like, it wasn't that school wasn't a bad thing for me, but it was just that the dancing, they could really see that I was enjoying and doing well in. So they led us down that route, me especially, because of the school, and it just made even my school life so much better.
Yeah.
And it just, everything about me was so much better because of the dancing, really, wasn't it? And like from an early age, having that thing that I knew I was going to be good at as such. I don't know why, because it's not like our parents are dancers, are they? So somewhere we must have got it from somewhere. But and we just gone from the ballet to the disco to the ballroom, and we just kept working all the way through, and we just haven't stopped since.
I think that's quite important though for children. If you've got a child who is struggling at school, either because we've had children that have been having both learning difficulties at school, and so the dancing helps coordination, helps them to learn in a sort of safe, friendly environment, but also we've had children that are being bullied at school and so don't have the friendship groups at the school, and therefore this provides them another way to be able to be social. So I think it's just great for kids. If they're not having problems, it's still great for them, but sometimes it can help smooth out other
difficulties. Exactly. I mean, dance, any sort of music is release. That's why I look at it. It's here.
Therapeutic,
Because children can become very enclosed, and they'll just shut everything inside. So it's a way, isn't it? We're just getting it out of their system.
And I think even with even with adults, because they normally, even the ballroom lessons, they come as a couple, and they've worked all day. They've probably not seen each other very long. They get home, they perhaps have a quick dinner, they come to dance class, and by the end of dance class, they're so much more relaxed than before they've come, and they've actually done something together. Whereas a lot of the time, like adults will have their hobby, photography, say, for example, and one will have their sewing classes or whatever, and whereas the dancer then brings them together and has something that they can do together. And I've really noticed that in my classes, and I've also noticed how my classes will make friends. Like, to start off with, they're not friends in terms of out of the dancing,
exactly.
And then in the classes they'll come together, and like in a year's time they're going to the pub with each other and stuff after class and things,
or having a meal.
And it's nice because you just think the dancing has brought more than just them having a dance class. They learn and dance there.
But we do also have we take on dancing holidays as well, don't we? So
more about that.
So if you've got, usually it happens if you're in a couple, and usually the couples all go away and we take them somewhere, usually in the UK, but we take them somewhere for a week. Every day there's usually lectures by people and workshops they can go and join in. Every night you can dress up and have a 2 or 3 course meal.
And it's not run by us, it's run by other professionals around the UK. So anybody that can dance can go, and obviously they can come through us as such to go if they wanted to. It's just that we've got the connection with another professional to send them there, sort of thing.
So where's the next place you're going to?
There's one in Christmas, isn't there?
Yeah, we're going to Bournemouth for Christmas.
But we do also do, which the kids are counting down to, we do a big competition in Blackpool in October.
Wow.
And last year was our first year, and we had such a great time, and we brought home quite a lot of trophies.
So that's at the Tower Ballroom, I think.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's at the Winter Gardens.
Oh, the Winter Gardens.
Winter Gardens, Blackpool.
Yes.
And so that's also a weekend where the children get to go away together, and we'll all go on a coach together as well. So even though it's not really a holiday, like the same thing that we were just talking about, but it's like a getaway for them all, isn't it?
Yeah, we take them all on the coach, though. We play various games on the coach with them, and then when we get there, like last year we took them up the tower because a lot of them hadn't been to Blackpool before, so we went up the tower. And parents will come as well. And then the Sunday we did a competition, which is our national finals. And the children obviously danced all day, and then we brought them home on the coach in the evening. They all were asleep on the coach on the way home. But
we got in about 2 o'clock in the morning. They went to go to school the next day.
Oh, wonderful! Oh my goodness, what a wonderful time we had. As you said, didn't you, all the trophies, didn't you? So you did really well as well on the trophy side.
Yeah. For our first year, I mean, we went there kind of quite open-minded because we weren't too sure how the competition was going to be for the children. I mean, we've competed in Blackpool loads and loads of time over our years because that's where the major competitions are. And so we were like, not really sure how it was going to go, and it was just really, really brilliant, wasn't it? And I just can't wait for the children, because they're just so looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's so nice to have that to come to.
And this year we've got quite a few more that didn't go last year, because they may have started within the year, or they may not have quite been ready. So we've got a proportion of the students who went last year who are looking forward to it because they went, and then a proportion that haven't been yet that are really excited because they have no idea. Yeah.
Which is brilliant.
But we do have a website that has all our information on it, and like we try and update it, don't we, with our competitions and like success that we've had and things, so that parents can get to read it, and those are not even the parents that are not having come to that competition, they can get to read what's going on.
And we try to, well, as much as we can, we try to upload results and pictures onto Facebook, because then quite often we have grandparents that maybe can't get to the event but then can see the photos or see the footage, or so can still see a little bit of what their grandchild or niece or whoever it happens to be,
especially things like the float.
Yeah, I mean, that would be brilliant. Yeah, so I had to pick up on myself, I think. Did you get a prize? Did the float get a prize?
No, unfortunately we didn't. They only did first place, and it wasn't us.
The one that won though must have spent so much time, and it looked amazing, didn't it? So we were quite happy the fact that they won, because it was absolutely brilliant, weren't it? So
yeah. It was a hot day as well, of course.
Oh, it was really lovely.
Extremely hot.
Well, we were worried about it raining, because we'd obviously painted it. We were worried that
we were doing it covered in paint, yeah.
That's what we were worried about. So, but that was okay, because it was a really lovely day. We need good weather.
Exactly. So, anything else coming up to the viewers? I mean, you know you've got the website, and at the end we'll have the website actually online, so you can actually see, where to find Gemma and Katie. But what else, sort of stands out your mind coming up in the next few months?
We've got a summer camp, so we take the children every day for a week, and we do all different styles of dancing for a week. So we've got that coming up. We've got a medal presentation where we present all of the trophies that the children got at the last exam day.
We did an exam like 2-3 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah.
Lovely.
And then the next competition is probably September. Yeah, end of September, which is in Canvey Island. So.
Right.
Because obviously we sort of run with the school terms in terms of starting again in September, but we are actually running our dance classes through the summer. There's lots of dance schools stop through the summer, and we think that actually parents like somewhere to bring the children, even with the 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So we carry our classes through. Really, there's a few classes that might stop, but like the quieter ones. But generally, we try and carry them through. But having said that, in September, when it comes probably about the second week, we're looking really to start our new classes then. So if the viewers are interested, we want to keep an eye on our website within the next couple of months, be in September, because people like to start at new terms, don't they?
Yes,
they don't like to start sort of halfway through the year. So hopefully we're going to get things going from there.
Yeah, there's an influx. You're doing a brilliant job, ladies. You really, really are. That's great. Thank you very much for talking to me.
No problem.
Thank you very much, our viewers. What lovely ladies, and get dancing.